Today we're talking about SP-404 resampling in pattern mode, but before we get into it, I'm going to shout out today's patron, and that shout out goes to Sander T. Meyer. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. All right, welcome back to yet another part in my SP-404 full song from start to finish, a little mini-series. I'm actually back from vacation filming this now. I can't remember if I'm on part 5 or 6, but it doesn't really matter. We're picking up right where we left off. So we've got our 2 pattern chains that we came up with in the last video. And off camera, what I've done is actually gone in and deleted the drums from those patterns within the chain. I believe patterns 5, 6, 9, and 10 had drums. So I just went in and deleted those. And that's because I'm going to add my own drum part on my electronic drum kit using resampling, but within pattern mode. And there's quite a few people that I don't think know that you can do this, even within a pattern chain. What this is going to allow me to do is to actually sample the incoming drums, but over the entirety of the pattern chain in this case. And this is actually going to work really well because we're going to be able to tell it to just listen to the external audio coming in. We don't have to worry about it re-recording what's playing internally. So to record drums over this entire pattern chain and then put those drums on one sample slot, we need to be in pattern mode. We need to hit resample, okay? Now we're going to pick a slot to resample to. I'm going to go group B. We'll just go right here, pad 13. It's going to ask for a pattern. Now, typically this is where I would tell it to listen to one individual pattern, but we're not going to do that. We're going to tell it to listen to an entire chain. But first, we need to go to record settings and make sure that routing is set to external in. That's very important. That means it's only listening to my electronic drum kit, which you can hear coming through. What we need to do now is hold the hold button and press pattern chain 1. That's what we want to record. It's going to start recording as soon as I hit subpad. So I'm going to fire up the secondary camera and get recording. Here we go. Okay, so now we're back at the SP-404 Mark II. Granted, that was not my best performance, but it should work for this video. We've got it right here on pad B. Or bank B, pad 13, sorry. We can turn gate off. So now we want to sequence this long drum sample into our pattern, right? But the only problem is that we're using a pattern chain. We recorded that sample to be the specific length of this entire chain. Now, we know that the drums need to come in on the second pattern. However, the second pattern is just a copy of the first pattern, A1. So if we sequence that sample into pattern A1, it's going to start at the beginning. We don't want it to start at the beginning. So what I'm going to do is delete that pattern right there, and then actually go and copy pattern 1 into a new slot. We'll put it in pattern 16. Now we'll go back to pattern chain 1, and right after pattern A1, we're going to sequence pattern A16 in our chain. So now it goes pattern A1, then A16, and it's never going to come back to A16. And that's because A16 is going to be where we're going to put the drum pattern. So let's go back to pattern select. We're going to go down to pattern 16. I'm going to hit record, select pattern 16. We can sequence it with TRX, that's fine. Just going to grab our drums in this pad right here, put them at the start of this pattern. Now you hear the problem, right? It's just repeating every time it's triggered again in that pattern. So what we need to do is enable one-shot mode. So I'm going to make sure that this pad is selected by holding value/enter and clicking the pad. Then I'm going to hold down the enter button and press gate. Now gate is going to flash. One-shot mode is now active for this sample, meaning that whenever it is triggered, it won't trigger again until it has completely finished playing. So let's come back to pattern chain 1 here and hit subpad to try and play this thing all the way through. Uh-oh, what happened? It jumped over to pattern A5, the next pattern in our chain, but it stopped the drums. Well, this actually tripped me up a little bit as well. You need to go and make sure that your pattern change mode is set to SX rather than Mark II. So I'm going to go Shift and pad 13 to get to Utility, System, and I'm going to scroll down until I find pattern change mode right here. I've got it set to MK2. I need to set it to SX. That, in theory anyway, I haven't actually tried this yet, is going to allow the pattern to change, is going to allow a sample to continue to play even through a pattern change. So let's try it one more time. Pattern chain 1, here we go. There we go. Like I said, it's not my best playing. I'm a bit behind the beat. And obviously some levels need to be fixed here. This might actually be the end of this little mini-series just because of how poorly it's been received. These videos have essentially gotten 0 views, which is okay. Maybe there's 1 or 2 of you out there that have enjoyed it all the way through. If you have, let me know, and maybe we'll finish this song in a live stream or something like that on the 404 Mark II. If not, be sure to be on the lookout for it during Freebeat Live, which should be announced very soon. If you don't know what that is, it's a huge free live stream concert that I throw every summer. It's a lot of fun, and I always include a community showcase, which is a way for you to get your music featured in the show as well. So yeah, stay tuned for info on that coming very soon. I do hope you found this video informative or at least entertaining. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.